What's up, guys? Pepe here again, with the NSX. The leak slash many things. The leak is finally done, I think. Well, not really. I need to bolt some things. I need to paint it. I think I'm going to paint it today so I can bolt it tomorrow. That's primer, by the way. So that's why it looks like that. It was really rusted and now it looks like that. So yeah, many things has happened, but I need the Elica running. I need this guy running for the first drive, which is going to be 800 kilometers, 1600 kilometers, maybe about 2000 in a car that I don't know. So I need to be quick on this. So I have been working on the brake stuff, ABS pump. So I need to clean that area. That's all de-rusted. Need to clean it up, cover all this, and I need to prime that and prime this, which you see right down there. It's all, the brake fluid destroyed all the paint there. I took a look of this area compared with that area where the crash was and all that, and it doesn't look that good this side, I'm still very baffled by the fact that this car drives straight with what it looks like maybe a frame damage that was fixed not so really well anyhow. But it's kind of weird because the damage is only on the top and the bottom is all straight. They look both the same, but at some point I'm going to do measurements like I said before anyways. But every time that I open the hood I keep looking at it. So I need to prime all this, clean it out, get it ready for paint and prime it. Same thing with that. Sand it a little bit and prime it, and then paint it black and paint it red. I bought this guy, Cardinal Red, which is similar kind of. It doesn't really matter because you don't see that area there. So I'm going to use a Cardinal Red, and I bought I use always this after I rust proof super etching primer or etching primer, doesn't matter. This is cheap, so it's like $24 and covers quite a lot. So I will be using that there, but I need to cover tape all this and not tape, what is it called, wrap, no, whatever, so that overspray doesn't go anywhere. In fact, when they paint this engine bay after the accident, this kind of like the top is painted, they did really bad and they didn't cover some cable. So I have been cleaning the ABS pump that is right there, and you can tell that the spray went everywhere, just everywhere. Anyways, so I have been cleaning all that and so on. So I'm doing this. I got the master cylinder because that master cylinder was leaking, so that's bad. So I got a new one ready to go, and I start cleaning the ABS pump, and now it's all clean and shiny here. It's pretty good. I was using the air hose and I blew that guy. I think that's a Teflon ring, Teflon seal. There was a blue one here. I could not find it because it just flew off me, and I'm not going to go and buy one. I have some Viton seals, like plastic Viton, I think, that I think that they're going to fit here, so I'm going to use one of those in the meantime. It shouldn't leak anyway because it's a brake line that goes in here, mechanical seal, I guess, whatever, the flange, whatever. Anyways, so this is clean. That's painted, that's clean. I'm cleaning the pump. I was looking at someone that he took it apart, I think, and it looked complicated, so I'm just going to do the testing and cycle it through. All the rest of stuffs are clean. They're all under here, covered with paper. All that's clean. I need to cycle through brake fluid. Here there's more stuff. All these cables were full of primer, so I cleaned them up. What else? This is all clean down here too. ready to go. That's, I showed you that already painted. I got the new coils. That's our old coil. It's a new coil. Just a different shape on the top. You look at them. They're just a bit different. Here, you can see they're a bit different. That's the only difference I see. They fit, like, you know, bolt size and all that. They're, you know, they're the same width and all that. And funny enough, I measured them and they're 1.3 ohms, like this one's. So that means that one wasn't bad, and I just have new coils. Well, 1 of 6. I haven't tested them all, so. And there is a little bit of misfire. So I'm going to put these ones on and drive the car with that. Save these ones, because then I know these ones are, you know, okay, I guess. And I'm going to take them all out and then measure them to see which one is the one that is out of spec. What else? Yeah, so I am going to do this today, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to start cleaning all the here. Wire brush a little bit and then clean it. Same deal. I will sand that area there and cover it. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have to get in here, so I'm going to remove the battery bracket thingy, my jingy thingy, whatever. The other thing I did is just so I bought an aftermarket keyless entry from an NSX Prime member. Very nice guy. His name is Negan Wong or something like that. I'm sorry, but super nice guy, and he made an aftermarket keyless entry with the original plug. Super easy to put on. You run 2 cables from this side to here, and now you have like trunk release and, you know, brake light blinking when you lock it and stuff like that. So pretty cool. But the original alarm system wasn't working. So remember I said this car was crashed this way. So this got damaged, that got damaged, that got damaged. This side frame was fine. This side frame was bent, I think. So they straightened it up. And it's kind of straight, but I think it's buckled in or whatever. And you can tell these don't align anymore, but all the frame down there looks fine and straight. So I think that what they did is that they didn't replace all these pieces. Anyhow, when they were installing the latch back again, they put that thing backwards. So that was pointing that way. And this leg basically pushes down the switch for the hood. If this is not down, which is the same as if I disconnect this cable, you cannot arm the car, the alarm. The light doesn't go on. So I check all the switches in the back and trunk, because I suspected maybe the trunk switch was bad. So I did that. I cleaned it up, and it was a little bit oxidized, whatever. So I used deoxit, sprayed it a little bit, and then I went and I started checking. No, it didn't do anything. And then I disconnected this guy, and I went to lock the door and realized the light went on. The security light went on. I was like, oh, so it's this thing. And then I go up, and then I look, and it's backwards. So what happens is that these lazy things, because people will have common sense to fix this. So whoever fixed this was not people, were things, were people that just can't think. Anyways, I'm pissed because it doesn't take that long. They grab this thing, flip it over, bend this really hard down so that it will reach the lock here. But there is washers everywhere, like in this whole front of the body, to make it fit, because they didn't change these pieces that are bent. They adjusted with washers. You can see washers here for the height, washers there. I'm going to fix that properly at some point, not right now. And so, and then I realized, wait, so I'm going to switch it over. So I just flip it this way. So now it's correct. Close. And of course it wouldn't close because it was all the way too far forward because it was bent. And it was hitting this guy. So what I did is I used my oxyacetylene tank, hit that thing up, put it on the vise, bend it over. I spent 3 hours bending this thing so that it can close. And now it cannot close. I will show you. It is actually very hard to close it. So it goes down there. That's good. Before it wouldn't even do that. But here is hard. It's the last mile that is really hard. So you see, so that last mile is hard. So there, so it's kind of not going all the way down, and I cannot lift it up anymore anyhow. So why I'm talking about this, so I realized that this hood was like lower here and higher here. So I was like, oh, there is something wrong. I knew there was something wrong when I bought. I mean, I knew about the accident before I bought it. So anyhow, so here you can see my hand goes through. Oh, but now I'm hitting this lip. You see? Look. And now my finger goes through. But now I cannot. I'm lower, low, and then it goes. You see? So it's kind of wavy in a way. So if I grab the keys now. I know my garage is a mess. I know. If I grab the keys now, the battery's on. The security thing should go on, but it doesn't because I think I opened the trunk or so. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I have to open it, close it from the other side. I think I have the door open, but I want to show you something. So if I open here, yep. You know, it opens, so that's good. Now if I go over here and I open this guy, I'm going to show you something. So at some point I think some thing moved that over this way. Maybe the alarm didn't work, so they put an aftermarket switch right here. So this is a switch. I'm going to show you the switch. They put this switch here. Okay, this guy. This switch they put here. This is not on that. They just put it on this hole. This hole is supposed to be had something there. I think a piece of rubber. It doesn't matter. So this was here, and this was too high. So this corner was rubbing against there. See that? So that's why it was lifted on this side, because someone had a stupid switch, aftermarket switch. We don't need that. That's aftermarket. Who cares? Anyhow, but this whole thing is bent. You know, they straightened it up, but you can tell, it's wavy there. It's like, ooh, that should be straight. Sadly, there's not enough. I haven't seen an aftermarket piece that goes here that replaces this, because this is welded here. So at some point, one day in my life, I'm going to be able to find a car that is totaled, that doesn't have a front end damage on this side, and I maybe can find a piece and re-weld it with all these two pieces that I have. So I have that piece and this piece, that piece and that piece, welded on with my welder, and based on the measurements of the manual, so that this is actually aligned. Of course, I know what's going to happen if I align this here and that and here. I'm going to have a huge amount of issues aligning the rest, but that's, you have to play the game. I have no other choice if I want to do it right. So I'm going to do it right. But right now the car looks fine with the hood closed. You see it only when you open. It bugs me to know that there's something wrong, but at some point I'm going to fix it. Yeah, so there's a lot of work to do body wise, but I don't really have the time right now to do that. I want to enjoy the car, make sure mechanically it's fine, and then I'm going to worry about this. With time, I know I can find a salvage. I saw one sold the other day. I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was $5,000, I think. It was burnt, the back, fire. It still had the engine and was sold for like $5,000. And the shipping wasn't bad. So, I mean, if I was going to buy these pieces from someone and then this piece from someone, I do have these pieces, so I don't have to buy, but I had to buy a bunch of small stuff like fuse cover, and I would like the air box because this one is repaired, so I would like the original. This box, the holder, kind of like the clip is broken, so that will be more money. And if you add it up, I will spend $5,000 on parts because of the NSX tax. So, nope. I prefer to buy a total card, take the parts I need, chuck the rest, sell the parts that I don't need. I might actually make money on it. Who knows? But it would be cheaper than just to buy. I already quote some of these parts, and it's super expensive. So like it will be $3,000 just to get this side from a car with no accidents. So this whole piece here, all that, without the fender. So the frame plus the back, all kind of like almost ready to be welded in. So you take this old one, put the new one in, basically. So I don't know. I keep thinking about it because I like to fix things correctly, but you're gonna have to go slow. Anyways, so I'm doing that, waiting for the keyless entry, which I'm really excited because, you know, I don't like to damage the locks of cars. But yeah, so that would be cool. I need to run 2 cables from the cables I was talking about for the trying release of the lights from that side. I already have all that removed. To this side, SRS unit is fixed, like I said before, which is amazing. And hopefully the TCS and ABS will be fixed once I finish here. So hopefully I can bolt that down tomorrow. Yeah, so that's the update. And if I have enough time tomorrow, I will be able to have the interior put back, the carpet put back on, because now I don't need access to the SRS unit since it's fixed. We'll be getting a retro sound stereo at some point soon, which I'm excited to because I can't drive without a stereo. I'm one of those people. And yeah, and slowly going at it. Hopefully mechanically, after all these changes, coils and the oil that I did and all that, it's going to run better. Brakes are going to work really well, and from there we will be picking up all the small stuff that, you know, electrical things, and hopefully all the lights of the dash are off now. TCS, and the TCS I'm not 100% sure, but the ABS at least should work. And so yeah, so that's what I'm doing, guys. Thank you for watching. If anyone is watching, I have no idea. I'm tired, I have to tell you. Yesterday I worked until like 11 p.m. or so, and today I work about 7, so I can try to finish this up. So what's happening? Painted the brake booster. That's touch-up paint because all the paint there was gone. Took me forever to mask it, but I had to paint that bottom area there and here. The color is maybe 2 coats more and see if it darkens up. But anyhow, there's tons of stuff bolted there, so you're not going to see it. It's better than the paint that wasn't there before, so it looks okay. I mean, I made some mistakes, but nothing serious. So that's drying. I have the pump almost assembled. Put everything together. Another thing I noticed, because I didn't have these bolts, these screws. So these screws here, which they're kind of not mentioned in the manual. I didn't read the manual. I went through the pictures and kind of like followed the original manual there. There is some lack of information. For example, those pistons that they go here, they are supposed to be at 11 Nm of torque. The nut that holds the spring against them, that wasn't there. Another Dan's video shows that this guy has 2 different screws. So, well, my friend had 2 different screws that were so big that basically what happens, I think, is that they lost the screws somehow, and they put bigger screws. But if you put bigger screws, you see that metal around the screw. Well, the one on the left, this one, doesn't have a washer and barely fits on that metal. So if you put a washer, you crush the plastic. That will break the plastic over time. So I think that's what happened, because it had a bigger head. So that bigger head will like go over the metal, over the plastic, and it will break it. Same thing here. So I found a narrower washer for that screw, and those screws are the right length. Funny enough, this piston and this piston here, or solenoid, sorry, they have a thread in the other side. So when you bolt this in, it bolts in the solenoid thread, you know. Same in here's in this. So this one was so short that didn't reach the solenoid. Sorry, this one was so big that actually touched the solenoid on the top. So it was pushing down the solenoid against the spring in the bottom. So obviously that was not going to work, and this was going to be loose, so it was going to leak down here for sure. That one was okay, but it was still a screw. I'm going to show you the screws. So like you see, it's all broken down here, that one, and that's why I think it happens, is it crashed against, you know, the plastic. So basically what I'm trying to say is that this area here, let me point with something else. So this area here, basically this washer sits against the top, this part here. Okay, so but in the other side, the plastic starts about here. So if you put a screw, that fine thread that goes over the plastic, you're going to break this part here, you know. In this case, this container broke over here, which I think is related to this, using a bigger, I mean, maybe it broke before, whatever, but I'm not 100% sure how it broke. But if you put a bigger one, you for sure are going to break it here, in this area here, over time, because too much tension on it. And the screws that were used are like these. That's coarse thread, that's fine thread, or where, no, metric coarse, I think it is, whatever. They're huge. So this one is too small, too short. Sorry, that one was okay, but it's a bit too short, so I put the right size on it. And this one is, someone made a thread through the hole that goes to the solenoid to bolt that bolt, but they didn't know, and they put that o-ring there, which was not going to do anything. And that bolt, at the end of the bolt, this screw will push against the piston, so the piston will be pushed down, and those pistons are supposed to move, so you're basically fixing the piston down, which is stupid. So this is too big, so I put a thinner screw, which actually hold the container against the solenoid, and now, well, of course, it sits flush and is not going to leak. I have been working on this for, like, I don't know, I would say that right now 16 hours maybe. It's crazy. There's so much cleaning, flashing the solenoids and all that. Follow that video. Dan talks about flashing the solenoids. You basically just do black and red, and you pulse. So you pulse on this thing. So you do tick, 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 and they will sound. You put them under brand new brake fluid, and you will see some bubbles coming out. And sometimes, not all the time. And you cycling through the new brake cleaner, brake fluid. Then you clean them up, put them in, put the new O-rings and all that. And then when I was, doing all this searching, Googling, Google machine using, I came across someone that had problem with the pump. I don't know if this is called the ABL pump. This is a pump. Okay, so this builds pressure. So this is how it looks like, and this is lubricated by brake fluid. There's brake fluid here. I mean, this is brake fluid. This is not oil. I'm 100% sure about that. Well, yes. There's bearings there and all that. That will make noise if something is wrong, but this bearing is pretty good. But look at the dirt. Look how dirty this thing is. There's an O-ring there. Look at the O-ring. Look at the O-ring. Come on. Look at that. Look how dirty that thing is. So I decided to take it apart, of course, after I saw this guy. And so what happens is that here there is a piston, you know, see a piston, and this is supposed to move freely, and this one moves kind of freely. There's something, you know, it's touching something. It's like not going smooth. I bet you that thing is full of crap. So I'm going to take it apart, clean it, and then put it all together. I painted the pump shield too, because this thing was rusted. So now it's all painted. You see all that, those holes? Well, that's a rust. Anyways, then I need to clean that bracket. I'm not going to paint that bracket, to clean it. I tested the accumulator. You put an Allen key through it. If you don't find resistance, it's shot. If you find resistance, it's good. You don't have to push it hard. Just put it down, an Allen key that fits the hole, and that's it. So I torque it down, clean it all up. That's done. So yeah, so that's, and I tested continuity on this, on this, whatever it's called, I forgot, and that pressure switch, and it's good. There's no continuity, so that means that the pressure switch is good. Based on the manual, just follow the manual. RTFM, read the beep manual. So I'm going to clean up this now, and this will be the last cleanup. Yeah, the hoses are fine. I'm not going to touch them because if they're brittle, I don't want to screw it. This bleeder screw, what a freaking pain is this? But I managed to take it out. I damaged it quite a lot around it. I don't care. I'm going to put it back. I don't know if I can find one that is different. I think I maybe go and try to find one, but with a different, or longer, or with a different, so you can fit a socket. So that's what I'm doing. Cleaning, assembling, cleaning, assembling, cleaning, assembling, testing, cleaning, assembling, testing. So hopefully I'm going to be done with this. I'm going to put 2-3 more coats on that. Once that's done, I need to let it dry, and then I'm going to go outside and work on the Delica. The brakes were smoking. I think it's because of all the paste, stuff, oil that. Anyways, I need to put that on. Tomorrow is going to be the first hour drive of the Delica. It's driving fine, but you know, still, you know. Yeah, so much to do. I'm not going to put the rear brakes on the Delica today. I don't know. I just don't. I'm so tired. I don't know if I can. I really want to finish this, take a break, then go and bolt the rest of the stuff in the Delica. I have a lot of pieces of trim that are loose. And hopefully I'm going to finish this pump. What a mess. This is crazy. And it's funny because I don't even know if it's going to work right. Another thing I want to know, you see this rubber seal? So there's a hole that goes all the way through here. I'm guessing that there's no much brake fluid that goes through here, because if the brake fluid was under pressure here, this will come off. This is just a rubber piece, nothing else. But it's split in the middle, so I think that this is somehow like a breather, somehow. But anyways, when I was using air, this one came out, and I put it as good as I can. I mean, if I keep pressing it, I'm going to destroy it. So it's in there. Not as good as this one because it was kind of damaged. So anyhow, it's like a plug. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to touch it. I don't think it's going to leak. If it does, then I just need to find one that fits there. It will be a pain because I bet you that this is EPDM rubber, which is impossible to find anyway. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but yeah, you can put it in the comments if you think that this is a breather, because I didn't touch this one and it's just right split in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see it, but there is a maybe there's a split right in the middle, and it's hollow, so there is a hole it goes through. So anyhow, I am hoping that that's a breather and doesn't push stuff out, and that's not going to come off. I'm hoping. Just anyhow, so that's all. That's update, and I hope I can show you this thing running once and for all. I haven't driven this car since I bought it. I mean, I drove it one day. That's it. So I took apart the piston of the pump, and yep, you see that? That's full of stuff inside. Yep. So that I'm going to say, whoever rebuilds and changes the seals, better clean this. I mean, in my case, I guess the pump wasn't running for a really long time, so that rust over there is because it's sitting. But again, it could be too because the brake fluid had water in it, and that condensation just built up, and since the pump is not running, this will never move, so it will stay there forever. So yeah, clean it, that's for sure. Good thing I did. I'm happy about that. ABS pump is all finished, all cleaned up. I should have taken a video before I put it in the car. It's not installed. I'm just installing it right now. So yeah, you see the bracket is all installed down there. Pump was all rebuilt. I shot a video of that with how bad the pump was. I will replace. I think I'm going to replace that, depending if it leaks or not. I don't know. It's just a stupid design. I mean, you can just use. I would prefer something that you can use a socket with. That's rounded in the corner, so it doesn't work well. What else? Yeah, so I cleaned it up, put everything. The cables are loose there because I need to put them on the loom again. I painted all the back there, so you can see that all was really bad. The color doesn't match really well. You can barely tell, but it's all covered, so it looks better. But I missed that spot there because the tape was covering it down there, so that was kind of stupid. Anyways, so yeah, so that's this is how it looks like. So now I'm going to connect everything and put brake fluid and hope for the best. Hopefully it doesn't leak. I triple check everything, torque everything. I'm hoping that it's going to work well. At least it's going to run better than before, that's for sure. If I didn't miss any parts, that's the other problem. So anyhow, so I will finish this up and I will start bleeding, and then I will show you how it looks. Well, I have to take the unit out because the bottom bolt thread was kind of like not good, so I have to use the tab to clean it up basically. So here's the unit. It's all bolted, so it's all painted. I even painted the top of the pump, and it's all clean up, all assembled. So yeah, so now I'm going to put it on and then put that seal I lost there. I have another one that I can use. Yeah, and then that's all. So yeah, this finally fully assembled. Okay, well, I will update you guys once I do the brake bleeding, and who knows how long that's going to take. Hope it's soon. I guess long time without an update. Oh, just noticed something. Well, so here's the NSX. I'm driving. It's very early, so that's why my voice sounds like that. I'm driving 800 kilometers today on this car. Changed the coils, changed oil, and all that. As you guys know, I did the the ALB rebuild or the ABS pump rebuild, and everything worked out really well. The TCS light came off, of course, after the ABS was enabled, so now I don't have lights in the dash. And I drove it yesterday a little bit, very little, and it's fine. And I put it together, the interior. I added a cable for the keyless entry, but that I'm waiting for, and I'm ready to go. That's kind of like the sports car motto, or I don't know, motto, no. The sports car kind of, I'm driving by myself. I don't have enough space, so I need to put it in the passenger seat kind of thing. That's yeah. So yeah, the security alarm works thanks to, well, and that's the reason why I bought the keyless entry, so to have controls and the alarm working. I put everything together in there. I need to fix a bunch of stuff there. The console is kind of broken and put together, but it's not perfect. And the carpet hooks are a bit annoying to put on, and I think a lot of people have been playing with them, and now they are wearing out. So if there is a solution for that, a suggestion, I would like to hear about it in the comments. So yeah, it's ready to go. I have to go, and it's a long drive, and that's the Delica, which is ready too. I had to actually put new calipers on because the old calipers were getting seized and the brakes were getting hot. You can see this brand new calipers, brand new rotors, brand new brake pads, but they're still getting a little bit warm. In my other cars, with brand new brakes, it will get a little bit warm, and then it will kind of like, when they sit, the surfaces sit well, they work. So yeah, sorry for the noise. I live in a very noisy street. So yeah, so everything is ready. See you guys later.